episode is brought to you by Support the Mountain's Herbal Parasite Cleanse. This formula targets the small and large intestinal tracts and larvae, the most broad-spectrum formula available today. 100% organic, formulated by Dr. Mikio Sankey, author of the Esoteric Acupuncture series. For 10% off your first bottle, visit shopyogahub.com and use the coupon code CLEANSE at checkout. Hello and welcome to YHTV's Flowing into Awareness with visionary and master intuitive Anna Tara. I'm Christina Suzuma, your host for this program. Today our moment is your personal guidance system. Your personal guidance system. I feel like a GPS right now. And with us is our beautiful Anna Tara.
Well, I like that GPS metaphor, because really we are our own GPSs. We may not care about what our magnetic position is on the earth, but we are our own GPSs, going toward exactly what we're meant to be going toward.
Whether you like it or not, this is the direction.
Well, that is such a perfect way to look at it, because we spend a lot of time saying, I'm not going to listen to that, or that little gut instinct doesn't, I don't want to do that, or that's scary, or maybe I'm not capable enough to do that. But your guidance system is taking you in the right direction all of the time. Even when you're experiencing things that you think are negative, your guidance system is generally in complete control. And sometimes it's just a matter of figuring that out or not.
Right.
And responding well to it or not.
Right.
So your personal guidance system, what is it? Deep inside you, what you really need to feel secure, whole, and successful is bubbling all the time. Your guidance system, the internal and really extremely well integrated sense of direction in life, it's there. And it's going to literally take you to places on earth, to friends that you need to meet, into experiences that you require to understand what you're here to be, to teach, to know, to have. Your guidance system is there, it's there, and it's working all of the time. You have a really well-developed and very sensitive internal guidance system, and it's trying to direct you in all things. But can you hear it? Do you listen to it? Do you know what it's trying to tell you? So we're going to take a few moments to look at the sounds and the feelings of your guidance system. So what makes you sit up and take notice to something? Is it because you feel good? Is it because you feel frightened? Is it because you have a hunch or a knowing that says go for it? How does your guidance system talk to you? What makes you pay attention? What makes you tune in? What happens for us a lot is that we ignore what our guidance system is trying to tell us. We think, that I don't like the feel of that message, or I don't like the sound of whatever that might be. And so we hesitate and we pull back and we don't follow what our guidance system is trying to say to us. What would happen, just speculate, what would happen if you got up every morning and before you opened your eyes, you said to yourself, I want to be shown where my guidance system is taking me today. I want to trust my guidance system, and I want to be shown the best possible options and alternatives that I can follow today. What would it take for you to believe in that? What would it take for you to start every day and ask, show me? Show me where, show me how, show me what to pay attention to. Because you have this well-developed, system of communicating with your guidance system. And maybe you're one of the people who knows that, and maybe you're one of the people that doesn't know that. Either one is okay. And let's take advantage of this system. And let's take advantage of how well it knows us and how well it can speak to us so that we can, step by step by step, fall into sync with ourselves, with our guidance system. I'm sure that a lot of the things that I talk about when I talk about flowing become semi-repetitive or seem, you might say, oh, she's talked about that before, and I have. Because there are certain things that if we get it and if we follow through with it, we will discontinue, with our own bloopers and bits of misunderstanding that keep us from being able to follow what we require in order to get there, whatever that there is for us. So, what do you know about your guidance system, Christina? What is it for you?
Well, it's definitely the intuitive sense. It's definitely that. And interestingly enough, when you say what are the senses, what are the sounds, it can come in all sorts of ways. One is a sensitivity in the stomach that is very clear. A numbness on my left side. And that's how things are answered. It's a very took me years to acknowledge it, to suddenly go, wow, is that a medical situation? It's kind of interesting. And sometimes it's palpitations of the heart. So really connected to the sensory organs of my body to sort of guide me, to say, oh, sometimes you go in a direction and go, oh, that's not it. And everyone will go, what? What are you talking about? No, that's not it. But it's trusting it, Anatara. That was, I believe, that was my greatest hurdle without guidance growing up. It's trusting it, because what society would follow, and in our minds we would follow.
Well, you're describing the perfect human conundrum. How do we know that what our guidance system is giving us, the information it's giving us, is trustworthy? Have we been able to experiment with it, to trust it, to see where it will take us? When I was listening to your description, I was, knowing that throughout the years, as you describe, realizing that those certain physical sensations, if you follow some of them, it always leads you to something that feels, whole or harmonious. And if you don't follow it, you seem to be missing something. Or if you follow something that's giving you a feeling or a sensation that's not complementary to you, you know that might lead you into some sort of difficulty or disharmony or trouble. So this is all about experimentation, experimenting with what our individual guidance systems are, how they speak to us, what they tell us, what sort of things they tend to direct us toward or not. We become a library, a living library of signals from the guidance system within. And if we can start to reach out and pluck some of those gems and eat the fruit, to use another sort of analogy, we're going to get to where we need to get to. We are going to fill out it's sort of like the word that just came to me was campaign, but when you think of campaign, you think of winning approval, or you think of fighting a war, and it's not really that kind of campaign. But what if we are living through a campaign to realize who we are? What if we're living through a campaign to be aware of everything that's meant for us to be aware of? And this does take on very practical value. When we don't do something, when we don't take a step to do something that might have gotten us into a difficult situation, where we instead take a certain route, and then we don't get lost. We don't get lost literally, and we don't get lost emotionally, mentally, and in terms of the overall balance in our lives. So ask your guidance system to show you the best way, to show you the most complementary way, to show you the most harmonious way to make your own choices, to drive your car, to take a walk, to call whomever you need to call for, and to choose a job. Your guidance system knows. Now, one more thing to add to this is that guidance systems are not infallible. And even certainly our listening to them is not, we're not infallible in this way. And sometimes those mistakes are exactly what we needed to do. We think it's a mistake, but what if it's not? What if it really
Correct.
isn't? So trust those signals that you've developed and you've worked with, and realize that things can shift and things can change. And everything that you know, have, feel, and do is going to constantly be added to. More and more information, more and more ways to follow through are going to come through to you all the time. Trust those things. As you said, trust, attempt, try. Trying without trying is just by being. So be, okay? And realize that your guidance system is it's nourished by and it's fed by, and the information is given to it by all of your guides and all of your resources, your entire entourage that's out there looking after you. It really does know where to direct you. Trust it.
Trust it.
Try it. Trust it.
It's funny because I believe also as we go through different stages of our life, when someone says, "Oh, don't you want to be 20 again?" Oh, no. Because all these different stages and all these different stages of learning and that trust of listening and what seems sometimes to be such difficult times, or I made the wrong decision. I know I've made the wrong decision. It's like I knew it's like some part of me should have gone with what society would have done, right? But in the end, as the years go on, you look back and you go, ooh, that was a great lesson. Because the other one, I would have been here instead of there.
Exactly.
Right? And it's amazing what we see as we get older of how when we did trust it at whatever time it is, and it might seem a little uncomfortable, it was still the perfect decision.
Yeah, precisely. And that the kinds of experiences we have, negative and positive, are reflected in that as well. I made a certain choice one morning, and then I was in a car accident. But how did that shift things for you? What did you learn about yourself, about the people around you, about all kinds of things by being in that accident? How did it go?
We have a little visitor.
Can you say hi?
Hello. Hello,
Okay.
handsome. You are so handsome. You're adorable. I want to squeeze you.
So there's a bit of spontaneous,
Love it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's his intuition. He just came right in.
He did. He opened the door and he found his way in.
That's brilliant.
So, we could say, oh no, a 2-year-old just walked into our recording, but why would we ever say that? He brought us his little spark, and he brought us his little bit of fun, and he came to say hello.
Absolutely.
It's wonderful.
Yes.
His guidance system was on track to
There
me.
you go. Oh, just adorable. No, Anatara, I think this is a very, very important show, and really it's a matter of trusting ourselves and the directions, and it's not always easy because of everything that happens around us and the comments that we get, even when we don't ask for them.
Well, the judgment and comments are behind everything around us,
yes.
so frequently.
Yes.
That's how we are. People live that way.
Yes, but go ahead.
Whatever. I was just going to say, if we trust our own guidance systems, then we know that those comments don't really belong to us. And you can take a comment like that and you can say, is that giving me any information that I need or not?
Right.
And that's one of the ways to to work with your guidance system. Your system will tell you what to pay attention and what not to pay attention to. What to value, what not to put quite as much value on.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Anatara. I would like to thank each and every one of you for joining us in this new platform of education and information. We're grateful for your continuous support, and we look forward to hearing your feedback on how we can serve you better. You can connect with Anatara by following her on Twitter @Anatara, and of course through her own website, anatara.ca, anatara.ca. We always look forward to your comments, suggestions, questions. Please do so just by scrolling down on the screen and typing it into the comment box. And it doesn't matter if you are listening to this a year from now, 2 years from now, we will do our best to get back to you. And if you are listening to this on our podcasts or another device, just give us a call at 818-LETS-TALK. 818-LETS-TALK. Thank you for joining us today. And until next time, namaste.
I realized that everything that we do is a breadcrumb for ourselves. Every time you feel confused or you have a bad moment, you feel elation about something, you smile at a sunset, you're leaving breadcrumbs for yourself to follow. You're telling yourself that that little bit of information is a tasty, delicious morsel that you want, that you can pick up, that you can eat, that you can imbibe, that you can pull into yourself. It's all of those things are in